Ladies and gentlemen, the Democratic Party has held William Barr in contempt. They haven't impeached Trump. They decided not to impeach Trump, but they did decide to hold a resolution saying that what he said was very mean and offensive. But whereas what Democrats say, and I explain in my Jerusalem Post article below, by the way, HA2A is over 5,200 subs. Thank you. SIG P220 Elite and SIG P226. 40 Smith & Wesson. Awesome. Check it out. And I'm going to transition that to my new website coming out soon. If you want to defeat anyone in a debate anyone who has Trump derangement syndrome, I can help you with that with my new website. I'm going to transition HA2A, my other channel, to that. We're almost at 150,000 subs with this channel. We're over 5,000 subs with the other channel, my firearms channel, that I'm going to transition to helping you defeat anyone with TDS, because that channel is going to be linked, or is going to be an extension. It's going to be an extension of my. Could have done better there, but it was it's going to be an extension of my new website. Anyway, they've held William Barr and Ross in contempt. Wilbur Ross and William Barr held in contempt. They have a resolution, which is a political word for public relations, a resolution, Green New Deal resolution, a resolution condemning President Trump's words, but they actually didn't condemn the specific, they didn't use the name of the specific congresswoman who made very offensive statements pertaining to the country that I had my bar mitzvah in. But we can't get into that because of the algorithm, and you know. It's okay if I'm offended. It's okay if you're offended. It's not okay if Democrats are offended. But where's the Medicare for All bill? I thought people were losing their lives. I thought people were losing God forbid, their lives. I thought that Medicare for All was feasible, logical, wonderful, beautiful. I thought it was pragmatic. Where's the bill? Where's the beef? Remember that? If you're old enough to remember Where's the Beef, you belong on this channel. Okay? You're the type of person that is a wonderful human being. But my point here, my long-winded point, as always, is that resolution? Yes, no problem. Public relations. Oh, there's a Green New Deal resolution. I thought we only had 12 years left, but it's a resolution. No bill, no legislation. Resolution condemning Trump? Yeah, of course. Contempt, holding Barr in contempt for a census question? This is ridiculous. Okay. I'm not going to get into the nature of the question. I'm going to fly low under the radar like an A-10 Warthog till past November 2020, because you and I need you. This is a catharsis for me, and I hope it's good for you as well. And I hope it's cathartic for you as well. But this is like therapy, speaking to you, to my amazing subscribers. The fact that you are sharing my HA2A's channel that's below in the pinned comment, along with my Jerusalem Post op-ed on AOC's latest nonsense. Well, regarding, not latest, there's always something new. Very offensive. But my point is this. When they want to, they vote on resolutions. When they want to deceive voters, they say, gosh, not everybody's on board with Medicare for All, except that what you hear from the Democratic Party and from the squad and everything is, well, Medicare for all, Medicare for all, Medicare for all, Medicare for all. Abolish ICE. Where are the bills? And so now they're holding William Barr in contempt of Congress, but they know that Comey, Strzok, McCabe, Clapper, Brennan, they know that all of these people, they know that the Steele dossier was not only a bunch of nonsense, they know that it was purchased by you-know-who. There's a spreadsheet talking about how the FBI circulated that basically stated, yeah, none of this is true within the Steele dossier. It's a bunch of nonsense. I've read it numerous times on this channel. There's a criminal investigation with John Durham, and I'm going to be doing more segments on John Durham and William Barr specifically. But like I usually do. But there have been so many victories. Victory number one, emoluments case. One of the major emoluments cases against Trump thrown out. The Stormy, hush money, Michael Cohen, Avenatti nonsense has ended officially. Thank the good Lord above. Thank God. Well, the Mueller report we know is a bunch of nonsense, and I cannot wait until he testifies. It'll be hilarious. Because what he's going to do is he's going to try to get out of any really tough question from Republicans. Like, it's classified. Gosh, I can't answer that in this setting. All of that. But if he says that, game, set, match. Because the special counsel is supposed to be this guy that's like saintly, has nothing to hide. If he then says, well, it's classified intelligence, I can't really, in this setting, in this setting. And the way he speaks, we finally heard him speak. He's the type of guy who says things with it's almost like he's breathing through his words. And he didn't even want to testify. He was forced to by the House. But the point is, resolutions they have no problem with. Condemnation they have no problem with. But this is what Democrats will learn. And by the way, 7 minutes, Clinton is running again. Don't get it twisted. Who are they going to go with? Like, I am giving them advice, okay? Because I care so much about the Democratic Party, okay? I'm, after all, a lifelong Democrat. I was published literally 200 times in the Huffington Post. A great many times in Salon. I was a contributor to The Hill. I used to be a progressive, or whatever that is nowadays. Who knows if that label even exists anymore. I used to be on the left, so I'm going to give them some advice. The only viable candidate they have is Madam Secretary, lovingly referred to on this channel as Madam Cyberhack. That's the only viable candidate they have. The exhumed body known as the Botox cadaver. Of course, I'm speaking of the wonderful Joe Biden. He ain't gonna, they should call him 1% Biden. That's what he got in Iowa in 08. It was literally, he got like 1% and he was like, I'm out of here. And then Bernie, Bernard, the Russians told everyone that I was cheated. Oh my God. Give me a break. When I was writing, he had a chance, but he didn't fight. If he fought, he would have, whatever. Who else? Won 1/1,000th? Failed her DNA test? Who else? Willie Brown knows the California senator quite well. He stated categorically that she can't win and nobody else can win. Who do they have? But she hasn't run yet. Well, she will. She could literally jump in the race in December. She has time. She's not going to run now. She has an Onward Together Foundation. Maggie Haberman stated, well, you know what? She's not closing the door on 2020. Yay! Oh my God, it's going to be the greatest day in human history when she runs, and she will. Anyway, they know that the Steele dossier, they know that all of this was purchased by Madam Cyberhack. They know that William Barr has no love for them. That's the thing. It's really hilarious, but they keep poking the bear. They keep poking and poking, and they don't get it that there's a criminal probe right now. There's a criminal probe on James Comey, Clapper, Brennan, Strzok, McCabe, all of them. They set up and framed President Trump. He never worked with Russia. That's absurd. And here's another news flash. I don't care what the Mueller report says. All of it is unsubstantiated. Even the obstruction allegations, well, Comey said, yeah, I don't care. The Comey memos said, who cares? Well, Don McGahn said, who cares? Well, it was under oath. I don't care. Where's the evidence? Well, Michael Cohen said, yeah, that the Stormy thing is done. No more hush money. That's done. Well, Jeff Sessions' staffer said, all of the, when you type in obstruction, Trump obstruction, you will get hearsay and gossip. Well, Trump wanted to end the Mueller probe, and he didn't, but he wanted to. Yeah, so what? Hillary took, Madam Cyberhack and her team hammered hardware, phones, completely wiped clean servers. Are you kidding me? Shipped a laptop in the mail, UPS, FedEx, we don't know. It was USPS, I believe. The Daily Beast wrote about that. I have a viral segment on the Daily Beast's article. And they published an unethical hit piece on me, whatever, when I was on the left. Who cares? Water under the bridge. Actually, my former editor works there. So, is an editor for the Daily Beast people. Isn't that great? He's a great guy, actually. But anyway. No, he is a great guy. But anyway. People say, oh, I tried to cut my... It's like, well, everything that I wrote, and especially in the Huffington Post, I didn't have the option to just publish. Everything I wrote had to go through editors. All those viral articles on Bernie went through editors. Yes, they got the stamp of approval from the Huffington Post. Because the day that what happened was, I kept writing about how, well, my articles regarding the Second Amendment, I kept on writing. In 2014 and 15, I kept on writing articles why black men should openly carry firearms. In fact, this is the article that I wrote. And after that, they said, no, you can't self-publish. I don't know why they said that. Well, they didn't actually say anything. It's just the option didn't work. So everything I wrote had to go through the editors of the Huffington Post. So, openly carry. 3 reasons why black men should openly carry a gun after Trayvon Ferguson and John Crawford. H.A. Goodman. It's December of 2014. Okay. And there were several other articles I wrote regarding that. And then right after that, the editors had to look through, I don't know why they decided to, but the editors of the Huffington Post said, well, who knows what they said, but they said, well, you know what, he's writing things that perhaps need to be looked over, so all my viral articles went through editors, and one of which is now at the Daily Beast. Maybe a couple, who knows. But anyway, the point is this. Clinton is running again. What? I mean, there was one article I read, a Vox article. I don't know why I do this to myself. I'm like, well, you know, if the elites within the Democratic Party, if they tell her she can't run, it's like, no. There are 2 people who essentially control the Democratic Party completely. There is no Democratic Party. Are you kidding me? Why do you think all of this is taking place? William Barr knows this. There's no Democratic Party. John Durham knows this also. There's no Democratic Party. They cheated Bernie Sanders with the help of Comey, Strzok, McCabe, Clapper, Brennan, all of them. They had to save face. There was an insurance policy that Peter Strzok talked about. Peter Strzok said, we will stop Trump, and they tried to stop Trump, and they failed. And they tried to get Trump on hush money, and they failed. And they tried to get Trump on emoluments, and they failed. And they tried to get Trump on Now they're trying to get William Barr on contempt of criminal contempt, and they're going to fail. And the UK ambassador disparaged Trump, and he failed. And they tried to impeach Trump, and they failed. Or several of them, or one courageous Democratic congressman, tried to impeach Trump, and they all failed. I mean, what's the point? They're not passing Medicare for all. They're not impeaching Trump. What's the point of the Democratic Party? At a certain point, look, and I say this with all due respect, you will never find voters that enjoy getting trampled upon like Democratic voters anywhere in the world. What voting base allows a candidate to be cheated like Bernie Sanders? And then when the political party is outed as being the insidious, nefarious, sinister political party that it is, it actually rigged an election. We know this from the DNC emails. I mean, which one is it? Were the DNC emails embarrassing, forcing Debbie Wasserman Schultz to resign because, they showed corruption? Or did Bernie had every chance to win, but he lost? And he had like super delegates like, we're going to go with the one with the criminal investigation. She's great. And it's an obvious, it's like when those, like you see those old newsreels of dictators, supreme leaders, people are afraid to they're like speaking to the political party, and like hundreds and hundreds of people are like afraid to sit down. They're, like, who wants to be the first person to sit down when it's like this, despot giving a speech, or about to sit on his giant desk in front of everyone? Who wants to be the first person to be like, hey, nice one, and sit down? No, everyone stands up and applauds, and and that's what they're running now. Anyway, let's read this. 17 minutes in. Why not? Because it's not about the census question, okay? Households Barr, Ross, contempt as GOP decries more political theater. Look, the past 2 days, what they've done is this. Okay, the Democratic-controlled House of Representatives on Wednesday voted to hold Attorney General Bill Barr and Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross in criminal contempt, saying they were stonewalling congressional probes into Trump's administration's efforts to add a citizenship question to the 2020 census. Oh my goodness. What a horrible, horrible thing. But don't worry, they love the country. It's fantastic. That question bad, but they love the country. Yeah, this is great. And I explained in my segment yesterday, it's like people literally, first of all, what Trump said was not against Twitter policies, which is hilarious. Okay. And it wasn't against Twitter policies, but also people were like, I'm leaving the country if Trump wins. Like, they haven't left yet. It's like, I mean, Barbara Streisand, everyone was like, oh, we're leaving. Like, well, we're waiting. They haven't left yet. So Trump's basically just, kind of alluding to that type of thing. But today's PR stunt further demonstrates their unrelenting quest to generate headlines instead of operating in good faith with our department. That's the truth. That's the truth. Look, what's taking place here is they're losing desperately. They're in complete and utter disarray. Democrats are in complete and utter disarray. And what buoyed them for 2 years was a special counsel probe that was unlawful to begin with. So if you notice, I'm not spending too much time on the specifics of the contempt vote. Why? It's public relations. The whole thing's public relations. They have to make everything morally relative because you know who Madam Secretary is running. This charade. Wait, okay, let me ask you a question. Who are they going to go with? Biden? Biden didn't even get 1% in Iowa in 2008. Here. Here. Biden, 1%, Iowa. Okay, hold on one second. 2008, 1%. So, let's see. Iowa results lead Dodd and Biden to quit race. New York Times. This is actually when the New York Times was like, oh, Lord, make me go and, yeah, right. Like I'm going to go and subscribe. He quit the race in 2008 because he got like 1%. 1%, something like that. Dodd, Biden drop out after Iowa defeat. Okay, so here, neither mustered more than 1%. Okay, look, the guy didn't even get 1%, and not even 1%. It's 1% Botox. It's the 1% Botox Biden. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You don't get 1%? I'm sorry. There's something going on there. 2 Senate veterans. He was a Senate veteran in 2008. He was. Joe Biden of Delaware and Chris Dodd of Connecticut are abandoning their presidential campaigns after very poor showings Tuesday night in the Iowa caucus. This is 2008. Okay, the frontrunner in the Democratic Party has never had, ever been frontrunner status, nor has he ever generated enthusiasm, and there are hit pieces left and right in mainstream New York Times, publication, Washington Post. This is a charade everyone needs to see through. Okay, and Willie Brown explained that nobody else, even friends with benefits, can't win. Nobody else can win. So then who does that leave? She's leaving the door open. She told Maggie Haberman. Go check the tweets from Maggie Haberman of the New York Times, keeping the door open. You don't believe me? Here. And people say, I haven't heard this anywhere. Yeah, I know. Because they actually believe Clinton, which is hilarious. Media has convinced people that Trump doesn't tell the truth. No, Trump is like a choir boy compared to Clinton. And what is it? It's like, okay, if it's puffery, it's different from like out and out, like, oh, I survived Boston snipers. But listen, Maggie Haberman, March 2019, March 5th, spoke to someone close with Clinton in contact with her today. They say she wasn't trying to be emphatic and close the door on running when she spoke to the local reporter yesterday. And I said this the day it happened. I'm like, don't believe it. And that she was surprised by how definitively it played. No, she wasn't. That was an actual public relations stunt. When she announces, I will say, from day one, I knew the stunt was going on. The person also says she is extremely unlikely to run. Oh, really? But that she remains bothered that she's expected to close the door on it when, say, John Kerry isn't, because people aren't petrified of him. She has told her team she's waiting to at least see the Mueller report. Well, the Mueller report is out. Okay. And then she'll at least wait until this or that or the debates, whatever. You're going to see very soon, we need Hillary. And let me tell you, there is a built-in base of 20 to 30 million people who will vote for Clinton gleefully and happily and with love in their hearts. And she got 65 million because she outspent Trump 2-1, 1.2 billion to 600 million. She has a base of people that nobody else in the Democratic Party currently has. So, and she can outraise and nobody really can raise money. Bernard Sanders isn't going to raise money from Wall Street. That's one of the still good things left about him. But, I don't believe Warren will either. Clinton will take money from anyone. And she has. And there's an Onward Together Foundation. So it's going to take place. People say, oh, it hasn't happened yet. Well, it will. It'll be a repeat and the same outcome. Trump will win. But ladies and gentlemen, this contempt of Congress is a waste of time. See, it just shows that Democrats, when push comes to shove, they're about public relations. They're not about anything else. Give me your thoughts below. Thank you so much for your interest in HA2A. I will be transitioning that shortly. I mean, I'll still go to the shooting range, and you'll still see me with different firearms, but it'll be every single day I'll have. And with my website, every single day it'll be updated, and it'll be a subscription-based website. But every single day it'll be updated on the major topic. You'll be able to defeat and win any argument with a Trump derangement syndrome person on any major topic. Give me your thoughts below. Check out my segments today. It's going to be a great day, great week, great year and a half. If you want to support my voice long term, my Patreon is below. Thank you so very much.